Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the most powerful chemicals in your brain, dopamine. You've probably heard it called the feel-good neurotransmitter, but dopamine is way more than just pleasure. It's the molecule behind motivation, learning, addiction, and even your daily habits. If you've ever wondered why you feel driven to chase goals, why scrolling social media feels rewarding, or why bad habits are so hard to break, this video is for you. So what is dopamine? It's a neurotransmitter, a chemical messenger that helps neurons communicate. It's produced in areas of the brain like the ventral tegmental area and the substantia nigra. These regions are part of the dopaminergic system, which plays a huge role in how we experience reward, motivation, and movement. But here's the twist. Dopamine isn't just about pleasure, it's about anticipation. It spikes when you expect a reward, not necessarily when you get it. That's why it's so tightly linked to motivation and goal-directed behavior. Think of dopamine as your brain's internal hype man. It doesn't just say, "This feels good," it says, "This might feel good, go get it." When you set a goal, whether it's going to the gym, finishing a project, or checking your phone, dopamine is released in the mesolimbic pathway, especially in the nucleus accumbens. This creates a sense of drive. It's why you feel energized to pursue something. But dopamine doesn't guarantee success. It just makes you chase it. People with higher dopamine activity are more likely to take action, even if the reward is uncertain. That's why dopamine is often called the seeking chemical. Now let's talk about habits. When you repeat a behavior that leads to a reward, like eating sugar, checking notifications, or procrastinating, your brain starts to associate that behavior with dopamine release. Over time, this creates a loop: cue, action, reward, repeat. This is how habits form, and it's why bad habits can feel irresistible. Your brain isn't just craving the reward, it's craving the dopamine spike. This is especially true for unpredictable rewards. Think about social media. You scroll, and then boom, something exciting pops up. That unpredictability creates a stronger dopamine response than predictable rewards. It's the same principle behind slot machines. You don't win every time, but the possibility of winning keeps you hooked. That's dopamine in action. Now let's talk addiction. Whether it's drugs, gambling, or social media, addictive behaviors hijack the dopamine system. Substances like cocaine or meth flood the brain with dopamine, far more than natural rewards ever could. This creates an intense high, followed by a crash. Over time, the brain adapts by reducing dopamine receptors, making it harder to feel pleasure from normal activities. This is called tolerance. Even behavioral addictions, like gaming or scrolling, can trigger similar patterns. The unpredictability, novelty, and stimulation all activate the dopamine system. That's why intermittent rewards are so addictive. Your brain is constantly chasing that next hit of dopamine, even if it's just a notification or a new level in a game. But dopamine isn't all bad. It's essential for learning. When you experience something rewarding, dopamine helps reinforce that behavior. It's like your brain saying, "Hey, that was good. Do it again." This is how we learn from experience. Dopamine strengthens the connection between actions and outcomes. It's why positive reinforcement works so well in education, parenting, and training animals. Dopamine also plays a role in mental health. Low dopamine levels are linked to depression, fatigue, and lack of motivation. People with low dopamine often struggle to feel pleasure or excitement. On the flip side, high dopamine activity is associated with schizophrenia and certain manic states. That's why medications like antidepressants or antipsychotics often target dopamine pathways. Lifestyle matters too. You can influence dopamine levels naturally. Exercise boosts dopamine. So does sleep, a balanced diet, and meaningful social interaction. Even setting and achieving small goals can trigger dopamine release. That's why productivity hacks like just start or break tasks into small steps actually work. They create mini dopamine hits that keep you going. There's also something called dopamine fasting. It's not about eliminating dopamine, but reducing overstimulation. The idea is to take breaks from constant digital input, social media, notifications, entertainment, and let your brain reset. Some people report feeling more focused and motivated afterward. It's not a cure-all, but it's an interesting idea.